Howdy, folks, and welcome to day one of the Mindset Reset. You know, this information will totally change the way you see the world and what you believe you can do in it. So let's get stuck in. Today, we're looking at the 6 faculties of the mind, 6 ways of improving how you see the world. Immediate transformation in the shortest time. Craft works to create the most opportunities possible and transform your life in 17 days. So choose your reality, 6 faculties of the mind. What could that be? Losing weight, financial freedom, deeper connection with soulmates, or just create more joy in your life every day. You know, people spend hundreds of years building these amazing churches, the intricate details, yet some people are unwilling to change their lives over 6 months. So loosen up your mind and it will give you the experience, the ability to experience things if you let it. And you have the power to manifest reality. Nothing changes with if. And why do I believe in you? Because I think very few people know about this kind of information and the astronomical impact it can have on your outcomes. So when you apply these principles, life can transform on a dime. It does start with removing the if victim mentality. Get rid of that. Because at the end of the day, we are all connected to the same root of the same trunk. If you had any idea what's available and on the table, you would change the way you think. Your tomorrow will never look like today. You know, it is possible and worthwhile to be bigger than our circumstances, even if we are ultimately unsuccessful. That doesn't sound so good. But you know what? We're not getting off this planet alive. So with that, surely there is a freedom in knowing that it's out of our control. We've got nothing to lose, so you might as well go for it. At the same time, try to be kind, respectful, and on purpose, faithful, grateful, and loving, even in the face of all opposites, such as the cynical, backstabbing, and spiteful types. These people are not happy or enlightened. Have you ever met a happy cynic? So let go of trying to control the outcome, because all we can control is how we show up every day. If we can do this, we can allow the outcome to take care of itself. So don't take stuff so seriously or let things stick. Always come back to this default system. It really is your best strategy. Don't play it out in your head over and over again. Knowledge and results. So this is an interesting one, because knowledge, as much as we are programmed to, you know, for me as a teacher of 20 plus years and getting students through the HSC, knowledge is not enough. It needs a reason to be understood or evaluated meaningfully, not just a ticket to get into university. And the value depends on the goal and the result you're attempting to get with it. So set your goal perhaps, or intention for doing these 17 days right. Let's look at an example of this theory. What is the world's tallest mountain? You'd say Mount Everest, wouldn't you? Wrong. It's actually the Mauna Kea, based atop 10,200 meters. On land, it's Mount McKinley. Everest sits on a high plateau. What is the highest point on Earth? Mount Everest? Wrong. Mount Chimborazo in Ecuador. It's 1.5 miles higher than Everest. The Earth bulges out as it spins on its axis. So how did Mount Everest get this label? According to what? Compared to what? According to who? Again, I'll say it. Compared to what? According to who? If people are throwing information at you in a world where it's hard to determine fact from fiction, always remember this. Compared to what? According to who? An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. It's a great read, and that's one of the key quotes. So let's look at these 6 faculties of the mind. 1, reason. Freedom to choose and control what we think. Like there's a bomb protest in Greece, but the news make it out to be terrorism. Come on. Great leaders say we become what we think about. Everything we see or own started off as a thought. We are the choice, the choosers of what we think. We create. So thought for most people is fear-based, self-limiting, thought contagion, voice in your head, crapping on your dreams, or particularly fear and hate, unrecognized diseases of the mind. 2, memory. There is no such thing as a bad memory, only a weak memory. The 2 purposes are use and validation. Use where the more you use, the better you get. Practice pulling up the picture in your head. Moreover, if it's a phone number, practice this way. Go the first 4 numbers, then the next 3, and then the next 3. Because the other aspect to memory is validation. If you've got a crap memory, you write stuff down. And every time you double check, you are not validating your memory. You are invalidating it, believing that you have a crap memory, which is why you had to write it down in the first place. So don't write it down. Build your memory like an amazing house, and you can live in it forever. Memory requires interest, though. This is the key point. We cannot remember what we do not give a shit about, what we find irrelevant or insignificant. Interest creates aptitude. So follow your heart and your passion, or you're going to think you're not as sharp as you should be. Practice building those memories. Start small and build up. Perception. What can you see here? 2 faces, a goblet, Bart Simpson even. What about this? Is this a man-eater? And has this lady seriously got her head in a hole? How do you create your point of view? Well, you know, we are, by and large, sheeple. Look at life, though, both through the herd of sheeple and with your own eyes to make those subtle distinctions. That is the difference. You need to be free to do either when it makes sense. For example, independent perception. Everyone is out for themselves, this lady says. Do we all know people like that? Well, the prerequisite to success and amazing results is this independent perception. This lady here will prove to you, because in her circle of influence, this is a fact. Everyone is out for themselves. But you know what? There are 2 sides to everything. See it for yourself, because the way you sum it up is the way you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. 4, will. What will do you have to stay focused in the game of life, steering away and blocking off from all the people who are not trying to create amazing? You need to put the blinkers on. Look at this picture. Is this not the perfect microcosm of life? You've got to block out the crap, the noise, and the better you are, the better you perform. Overcome those distractions and focus on one thing to the exception of everything else. As Napoleon said, all I see is my objective and everything else falls away. Procès. Intuition. Great results come from acting on intuition. Hitting a giant is easier than hitting rabbits, as David found in the great fight, the biblical fight with Goliath. The potential punishment was so horrible, but he refused to consider it. Forget how high the penalty for failure is in your lives. David knew he could do it. He wasn't praying, he wasn't hoping. He thought and he knew. He didn't try and do. Are you willing to pay the price? Can you walk on that 6-inch wide concrete, whether it's 1 foot high or 1,000 feet in the air? Be able to see cause and effect without unwanted considerations. Intuition is the byproduct of a decided trust and a high level of trust in the process. Imagination, how good is it? Let it flow. Like Einstein, he actually imagined what might happen in his experiments. And then we have initiator pattern. You start to see a real potentiality that you might manifest, creating a pattern in the universe that has to happen. I mean, everything that we know started off as a thought. This computer, the phone, the car. Let's get rid of this other thing called stinking thinking, because people often think about what they do not want and their energy attracts it. No stinking thinking, people. So with your imagination, how do you distract yourself and pick up the book to help you beat the urges and addictions? Imagination is your test universe, as Einstein found. Imagination can get stronger. Open your mind. And remember that you are the supreme authority over your observations to set you free. This is your freedom revolution. In conclusion, free yourself from the herd mentality. Secondly, find a purpose. So important. What is your goal? And don't worry about the how, the when, or the where. Just set your goal and block out the distractions and work on these 10 daily exercises. The media makeover. Stay away from the news and choose what you fill with your mind. But no news, no advertising. Even a social media blockage for 17 days. See how you feel. 2, give everybody a pass, let it go, otherwise it is poison. 3, laugh and smile with others. 4, visualize the goal being done slightly differently every single time. Also, just playfully in your mind, visualize that a mental shift might be happening. This is a rewarding one. Select or call someone and say why you are grateful for them. Commit and recommit to finishing this course, and when something negative occurs, always turn it into a positive. Trust the process. Look at the future and the processes we're doing things to bring better things in your life. Embrace it. Trust it more than gravity. Operate on the trust you have on today, not on your past. You've got this. Thanks, guys. And that's it for day 1. See you tomorrow for day 2.